We're gonna try to go live here and see. We had our cable or our internet people sit down. Spry. We've got Spry here. I'm gonna see if the sit. I've been working here at our warehouse, and it's pouring outside, and it's gonna keep pouring throughout the evening. I think it's been downpouring here about every half hour. So chances of us going outside tonight aren't real good. So I'm not going to do a lot of training, but I thought, you know what, this is a good chance to test it out and see if it works. And it looks like there's some people coming on. So I thought a little after 5, I needed a break from the computer. So I'm going to test out our internet service here because we've got new internet, not new, but supposedly fixed internet. Cam Cutters is in, Jason Erickson's in, Marty, Nicole, Megan. Good evening, guys. Good evening. So we're going to try to sneak in a live here, and it's a big one. It's an impromptu live. I didn't plan on doing it, but I'm here. I wanted to test the internet. Doesn't look like it's got bad connection. So we're going to sneak one in. I don't have a tripod here. This is my tripod for tonight. A bed of dog boxes with some tape on it. So I'm going to stick the phone to the back of that, and I just tested it. It looks like it'll hold. I don't have insurance on my phone, so I hope it does hold. But Chris is in. Good evening. Ron Herring joined in. Ron, how are you? You're experiencing the same weather that we are. So I'm going to do one, and I put in the title of this one. I think we're up to number 86. We're going to do it with Spry. I've got Ellie. She's over there hanging out underneath the bed there on her bed. So we are going to make a retrieve. Spry's teeth are all gone except one. Baby. It keeps hanging in there. I just can't wait any longer. I'm going to make a little retrieve, and the reason I'm going to is it's solid. It doesn't seem to be bothering her. I'm just waiting. The other one was the same way, and all of a sudden the other one just popped out, so we're waiting for that last one to come out, so I'm getting a little antsy. Rick Martin's in. Just finished watching... was just watching you on your YouTube channel. Rick Martin was on our YouTube channel. All these Live with Sprys are getting caught up over under our YouTube channel, and we have other stuff on our YouTube channel that we don't have on Facebook. So if you guys aren't YouTube followers, it's a good spot to get more information. We're going to continue to use it on another level, doing some other things on it. So I recommend following along on the YouTube stuff. That's at DogBone Hunter 2. So thanks, Rick, for mentioning that. Jail and Richard are in. Welcome, guys. So go ahead and share. I always ask you guys to share when you first come onto these. Please continue to do that. But this weekend we were up north and we were swimming. And the reason I'm going to do a little retrieve on land here is because this weekend we made some retrieves with Spry. And this is something for you guys when if you're struggling. If you have been following along with our Live with Spry series, you know the struggles I've had with this dog with retrieving. She just doesn't have it. She just doesn't have a real natural retrieve. So her retrieves we struggled with for a long time, and shortly before she started teething, we started retrieving and had some success with it. And so then she started teething. We had to kind of table it and put it behind us. So we're back now. I think we're going to get going, starting on these retrieves. I like starting this in a controlled spot, which is in here in the shop. We're going to send her actually right down this row here. She's going to come back this way is our plan. But this weekend, the reason I'm doing it on land right now is because this weekend when I was up north, I took advantage of the water, and I had an opportunity to make some water retrieves. So if you guys are struggling with a dog that wants to run off with the bumper, water's not a bad place to go, because they don't run off, and they certainly don't drop bumpers in the water. They swim out to them, they pick them up, and I've never had a dog drop a bumper on the water. So what I did was I did a real short one, and a little bit longer, then a bit longer. I ended up with about as far as I could throw a bumper, about 45 yards, 40 yards maybe. Uncle Rico could probably throw it further than me, but I threw it maybe 40 yards out into the water. She made the retrieve, swam out, picked it up, incrementally getting to that distance. I didn't start out at 40 yards, started out at like 5. Then we went to probably 10 or 15, 20, 25, and out to as far as I could throw it. And she made beautiful retrieves. And when she came out of the water, I was right there so that she didn't drop it and shake right away. I was right there to encourage her to hold it. And I put my hand under her chin and I held it and hold, because I haven't hold conditioned her yet, but we're going to be soon. So you can see behind me her patience is just, she settled right in. So she's been on that bed most of the day. Before I did this, I took her outside, let her go to the bathroom, come back in, and now we're gonna make some retrieves. So I'm gonna stick this up against this box. Perfect little sit. Nice little tripod. I hope it holds. I'm gonna show you. So the first thing I did, the other thing I did with her too is, because I gotta be honest, last night I did make some retrieves with her at home. I was so excited. I made a few at home. I pitched out some bumpers for her, and she went over to it and she wanted to kind of lay down with it right away, back to that old bad habit. So my tone changed. I got pretty hard. No, here. And as soon as I do that, she'd come to me, because she's got a real nice recall, and you guys have seen that. She's got great foundation. She's pretty good discipline. So when I got on her about that, she picked it up and she came back to me and brought it back to me. But I realized that that bad habit that she had before is still there. So one of the things I did was, now I haven't hold conditioned her yet, but she holds very naturally. Once she has it in her mouth, she doesn't spit it out. She holds really well. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to start out with her, instead of me throwing it and sending her for it and having her get away from me, get a distance from me, and have an opportunity to want to lay down maybe and pick it up, or lay down and not pick it up and just kind of putz around with it. Instead, I'm going to heel her out. I'm going to put it in her mouth, and she has a tendency to hold. She just doesn't drop it. Now, if your dog picks it up and drops it, picks it up and drops it, this maybe isn't going to work for you. But this is something that I think is going to work with her, because she has a tendency to hold. So I'm going to heel her out. Heel. You can see she holds it pretty well. Good girl. Good girl. Hold. Hold. So her recall is good. Hold. Good. Good girl. Her recall is real good. So when I put her on a sit and she's holding onto it and I recall her to me, she's good at this. Come on. Good girl. I'm going to even be loose about it. I'm not going to be real picky about her heel. Hold. 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 Very good. Very good. Good girl. So I'm not in a hurry to take it out of her mouth. I'm not wrestling with her. I'm not lunging at her to grab her. I'm inviting her to me. If she took a step away from me, I'd take a step away from her and get her to me. Come on, let's do it again. Come on. Now this has got to be fun for her too. I don't want this to be boring. I don't want this to be not fun. Come on. Come on. Very good. Right here. Come on. Come on. Hold. Hold. Very good. Good. You'll notice I'm not reaching for the bumper. Good. Hold. Look at her chin. Good. Good. Good girl. So I'm going to pet her chin up and encourage her to hold on to it. Now I'm going to go for a pitched one. Now the nice part about it is her steadiness is there, because we've worked on steadiness. I don't have to worry about her breaking. Spry. Good girl. Now will she pick it and bring it? Come on, come on, come on. Very good. Hold. Hold. Good. Hold. Remember, no hold conditioning yet. Hold. Good. Have not hold conditioned her. Dead. But what is she doing? She's naturally holding. So what am I doing? Reaffirming it with hold, hold, hold. Because when we do go to hold, she's going to hold through really quickly if we don't get in a bad habit of dropping them now. So this time, I can pitch it out. I'll even make her wait a little bit. Not too long. You see her tail right now. I don't know if you can see it, but it's wagging. Good girl. Come on. Good. Hold, hold, hold. Hold. Really nice controlled deliver. Hold. Hold. Good. Dead. And that's it. I'm done. So that is a huge breath of fresh air for me. Because, sit. Now I didn't film it last night, but we struggled a little bit outside. Let me take my tripod off here. We struggled a little bit last night, and I had to change my tone. And I had to get on her a little bit, and she brought it to me eventually, but I realized, don't keep doing this. Don't keep doing the same thing where she's struggling. Find where she's going to do it well. So I decided why not try it here? We got a real controlled environment. So we did it here, and we had success. I liked the idea. I've never done it before where I put a dog on sit, and I put a bumper in her mouth, and I have her deliver it to me like she did. But I've never had a dog that holds onto it so well. She didn't always bring it back to me so well, but she didn't want to spit it out. She doesn't, even when she lays down, and that time she laid down once, it was still in her mouth. She never set it down. So she's got, although she struggles with a natural retrieve, she's got a very natural hold, it appears to be at this point. So I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm not gonna start hold conditioning until that last tooth is gone. But I'm to the point now that I feel pretty comfortable about retrieving. So we're going to continue to work on it like this. I'm going to get real good inside of here. I'm going to get real good inside of another place that looks like this. I'll mimic this in other places until I can be confident that she's out and back, out and back, out and back, and the habit's starting to form. And then when that happens, then I'll go to the grass, and I'll do it along, I might do it on a gravel road. I might do it on somewhere that's more distracting than in here, but less distracting than an open field. And so as soon as I get the habit that it's coming back, coming back, coming back, by then, pretty soon I anticipate that tooth to be out. Once that happens, and the retrieving's going all right, then we'll put her up on a table and I'll go through hold conditioning with her. And so once we get through hold conditioning, boy, then it's really going to get good, and it's going to get polished, and then we're really going to be moving. So since I last was talking, Ricky joined in. He was the YouTube. Mike Schulte, welcome. April is in. Ron Herring. He knows the retrieving pain. I talked to Ron the other day. I bumped into him. Ron built a channel. I told him I might have to use it, because I may have to use it with this dog. But he built a straight channel out and back, and he put fence up on both sides. That's sometimes what it takes. I have stuff like that I'll be doing at my house possibly if I need to. So Nicole joined in. John Grimes, everything is going good, John. Thank you. Travis is in. Mark Phillips just got on. Mark, we just made a few little retrieves. That's all. And I say that's all, but I'm beaming right now. I'm really happy about it. I can finally catch a live. So Nicole got a live in. Been a while. It's because we probably haven't gone live that often. We went through some internet difficulties. So Marcy says she got their package today. You bet. A couple whistles. They got had to give Johnny a little love with that DogBone bowl. So want to flip this around. Got out a whole bunch of these last week. Game recovery kits. These went out to 19 people that made it 7-day challenge last week. Can't wait to see the feedback on that. We're going to be using that kit on this dog here and laying some tracks. Really excited to start that because I figure I've got a couple months to get her ready, prepared to at least take a track of a deer that we know is dead. Now, I'm not going to put her on a track that we are questionable on. She's going to find, this season, she's going to find everyone she goes on. I'm going to make sure, because I'm not going to take her on them if she's not going to find them. But Ellie over there and Taylor, we got to get them shaped up as well. So you guys will be following along with us on that. So there you go, first retrieve. Anybody got any questions? If you got questions, fire away right now. Otherwise, unfortunately, I have to go back to my computer and start doing some of the stuff. So come on, Spry. Come on, good girl. So we'll put her back up. Here, place. Place. Come here. Come here. Place. Get up. Very good. Anybody got any questions? Otherwise, I'm going to shut her down. So, again, sorry for the delay on all the lives, but we're back now, and apparently the internet did get fixed pretty good here because it seems to be working. So this is another option for doing lives. And I think the last time we did one at home, it actually worked too. So the internet service is hopefully picking up for us. So we are starting with the invisible fence. Is there anything to avoid? I'm not super familiar with invisible fence, Mike. I don't mind it because I feel like as long as you keep the batteries charged and you don't have power outages, it shouldn't screw up. It eliminates the human aspect to make mistakes. I would follow what they recommend. I think there's a visual part to it with flags. I think all that stuff. So stick with what they are recommending there. But again, I think invisible fence is probably a smart move in comparison to a shock collar, because when you got a shock collar involved, you screw up. The handler screws up all the time. That's the problems with them. It's not the collar, it's not the dog, it's the people that are using it. And that's where the issues come in. So Mark says, what's Spry's weight? I bet you is what he's meaning there. Auto-correcting probably going on. I don't know what she weighs. I'd say she probably weighs 35 pounds, maybe 40. She's 7.5 months, so she's gonna be little. We were talking about this last night. She's gonna be little, I think. I don't know that she'll be over. I don't think she'll be 50 pounds. So I think she's gonna be somewhere between 45 and 50. Right now, I'd say she's between 35 and 40, but I'm not sure. She hasn't been to the vet for a while. So unless anybody else has any questions, I think we're gonna close it up, guys. So one other thing. I had an email from a guy. I forget what his name was. We're going to try to set up for a live call. I'm going to try to find his name here quickly. We're going to try to set up to do a live call this week. Had a couple people ask to talk about a few things specifically. One of them was Nicole, our friend Nicole from Minnesota. She asked us to touch on dogs with real high energy and how we balance that. So I can kind of talk about that quick too. But trying to look here. Who did I email? I'm looking who I messaged back. Andy Sessions. I'm going to be setting up a live call with him. He's sent me a video. He's having some struggles with place training. And so that little pup that we've got started, Moja is her name. She's actually with her owners. She's going to be with her owners this week, and then she's coming back. So when she comes back, we're going to start place training with her. We've started the feeding stuff. We're going to catch you guys all up with her. But place training, Andy is struggling with, and he sent me a video. There's some real easy fixes to that video. But I asked him if he'd be willing to do it live, like we've done with Nicole in the past on the phone. He said yes. So I'm going to show you guys that video, and then we're going to talk about how he can make some really easy fixes. And I imagine it's going to be something that you guys can all connect to and relate to, those who are struggling with place training. So that's coming. And Nicole wanted me to touch on some dogs with real high energy stuff. That's coming. So Nicole, the quick and easy answer is finding balance. So dogs want to work fast, we work slow, and I'll show you that because that's enough stuff and enough people I think that struggle with the dogs that want to move real fast and work real fast, and what happens is they boil over. I think one of the things she said to me was, I can't even pet the dog and it boils over. A lot of people have that problem. I think part of it is built into them. I think we build it into them, not intentionally, and I think part of it is just dogs' personalities. So how do we change that? We can. I've been lucky. Most of our dogs don't reach that. Now, Kimber, if you remember Kimber, who was sisters to Ellie, we went through some training with those two together live through hold conditioning. You could see the difference in their personalities. But by the end of it, Kimber wasn't that wound. Kimber wasn't, I at the time I thought, boy, she's just so high strung. She's not. I had to work it out of her. And so we do that by countering their energy level with our slowness. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it or not, but dogs want to go fast, we go slow. So it's hard. It's hard because we live really fast lives and we want to do stuff quick. And sometimes our lessons, until we start changing the dog's behavior, sometimes our lessons are obnoxiously slow and we don't get anywhere. I still remember when my dad, he wanted to teach his dog to heel. He just wanted to take it for a walk. And he asked me if I would work with it. And I worked with it in his yard, and I didn't go more than 30 yards. 30 yards isn't very far. I didn't go more than 30 yards and cover more than 30 yards from where I started to where I ended in a matter of 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Like it's uncomfortably slow and non-movement. And that's what it took to get that dog to start going from the level it was at with activity to the level I wanted it to start getting to. So it took me pulling it in the opposite direction. So it'll be slowing down. That's the quick, easy answer, but there's way more that we can get into on it. So Chelsea joined in. Joe was in, Mark was in. So that's it, guys, for today. We made some retrieves. If you're joining in late, go back and check that out. Huge victory, huge steps. Number 86, I think we're on today. Mark that one down, because this one was, I'm really in a good mood right now because of how well it went. So, but if you think I'm always in a good mood, look at some of our older ones, because I don't always end them so happy. And it's not that I'm mad, but I sometimes am. We don't always have the success we had tonight. So this is one of those ones where I'll go, remember the feeling, remember what it feels like, because I'm going to have some in this retrieving with that dog. I'm going to have some that don't go that well, that struggle, and I'm going to be the red guy from inside out. If anyone's a cartoon watcher, has kids, they'll know what I'm talking about. So, but it went good. So we're going to build on it. So I think we'll build on it tomorrow. If we don't build on it tomorrow, we'll do something tomorrow. We might not retrieve every day. I'm not big on retrieving every day, but I might do it a little bit here until we see that there's a potential for her to be wearing out, getting bored, something like that. So, but for consistency reasons, we'll probably do the same thing tomorrow. So we've done it 3 days in a row, really. First day was in the water. Yesterday was outside in my yard. Didn't go as well. Today went really well here. So I found a good spot. Now I'm going to replicate it. Then I'll replicate it again. Then I'll replicate it again. Then I'll replicate it again. Then I'll replicate it somewhere else. So can't wait to look back at the video, says Chelsea. Good. Chelsea, I got Rochelle. I got a message from Rochelle. So I'm going to be doing some emailing and some messaging with her. So looking forward to some of that stuff. I don't know if you've had a chance to talk with her or not. So, all right, guys, that's it. If you missed it, you can watch back, but she made some really nice retrieves here at the shop, and now I got to go back to work. So you guys have a great rest of the night, and we'll talk to you soon.